Hello, welcome back to another video. Um, another art unboxing, and it's another Energon universe piece of art. I'm not gonna. I'm on a roll with Energon universe stuff. It's no secret. You've seen all the things that I've opened up so far. I'm just having a lot of fun with all of the Transformers, GI Joe, all that stuff. I have a new artist in the collection, and yeah, so we're gonna get it opened up. It's a page that I purchased from Splash Page Comic Art through Mark Hay is the rep. I've purchased from Mark before, and yeah, so nice Masonite panel. Yeah, so this is. I mean, I'll spoil it a little bit here. So it's more Transformers art, and it is from the artist Jason Howard. Jason Howard is doing a 2-issue fill-in run on Transformers in between. So the second story arc ended in issue 12, and Jason Howard is doing issues 13 and issues 14, and they are primarily a flashback Starscream story. So Jason Howard has been doing. He's been involved in the Energon universe since it began, pretty much, because he's been doing second print variant covers for like every issue that has gone to a second printing. He has done a variant cover for, pretty much, and that's a lot of them. So I think we were counting them up the other day with a fellow Energon collector, and I think it's like 40 some 30 to 40 variant covers that Jason Howard has done on the Energon title. So that's pretty cool. Like he's the one who has drawn the most amount of characters from the different characters from the Energon universe. That's Void Rivals, GI Joe, and Transformers. So now one thing that is different about Jason Howard's art is when I saw the description listed on Splash Page, it said it's on light. It was like a light comic paper board, lightweight or something like that. So I was curious to see what that actually meant, and it looks like yeah, it's a lighter, it's a thinner. It's like a not paper, but well, let me see. I mean, it's in plastic, so we'll get it out of the Mylar. Which is that I've never really had like a published page that has not been on. I'm trying to think, on some type of Bristol board. So it's unique that this is the way he draws. Let's see. Let's get it out of here. Trying to be a little careful, since it is a. There we go. Okay. Okay, so it's. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's definitely a lighter like paper, but it's thicker than paper but lighter than Bristol board. So yeah. All right. So what this is, it is, yeah. This is fun. So the in Transformers issue 13, it picks up the story of Starscream, who was after the events of the first arc, he was kind of sidelined for a bit, and issue 13 picks up his story from there. Because you knew that Starscream, there's a lot of characters that if they seemingly die or are out of commission in the series, you could be like, yeah, that's probably it. But a character like Starscream, who's like, it's just he's scrappy. He's always like, he's never. He's like always the bridesmaid, never the bride kind of thing, where he's, if he's in control, it's not for long, but he's always longing for that, that leadership role. But all right, so anyway, so yeah, it picks up his story, and then there's a flashback sequence, and then towards the end of the issue, it picks up in present day again with Starscream. And what I like about this, I'll show you here. Yeah, that's cool. So he gets a salvage crew that is seemingly linked through Mars Industry, because they got the his tank there. They take ownership of Starscream. They pluck him out of the volcano, and his story goes from there. But I really like that this is the first time really since issue 2 that we see some GI Joe aspects of GI Joe characters in the Transformers series. There was the Starscream and Duke encounter in issue 2, and then it's primarily just been Transformers stuff. But this is the first time that some elements of GI Joe are being reintroduced to the series. So I don't know who these characters are. They allude to the fact that the guy with the mohawk there is connected to like a legacy character, legacy Joe character. I'm assuming that it could be. This is just a guess. Is Joe Colton, who's like the original GI Joe. I think it maybe is his son, so it kind of gives him a story to you know the offspring of the hero is maybe not as heroic. But anyway, so that's really cool. I like that there's this guy sketching Starscream on the tablet, which I feel like that is probably going to come into play later on. You know, we don't know. I mean, as of right now, issue 14 is not out yet. I've seen a preview for it. There's some crazy images there, and this is kind of the start of that with the salvage crew picking up Starscream. But I really like Jason Howard's style. I personally think I think his style might fit even better in a GI Joe story. We saw his work in the Energon special, which was he did a GI Joe focused story there. And I like the work he did in issue 13 so far. But I think if you're looking at a GI Joe or Transformers, I think I would rather see him on a GI Joe series because the Transformers, the series so far has been pretty, heavy and grim, and his style is good for the flashback back on Cybertron because it was a happier time. You see a young Starscream. He's not the warped, twisted, evil character that we know and we've seen since the Transformers issue 1. But you get more of a backstory of how he became that. So his kind of it's just still an energetic style, but it's a happier style, and that fits for the story being told. But then I think personally, I hope to see him more of his work on a GI Joe related title. So maybe that's being a little unfair because the story itself is a happier story, that origin of Starscream. But because I actually really I like towards the end of the issue where you get some of the present day stuff, which is what this is from. I like what he brings to the table. So maybe me saying that, having him be on a Joe title versus a Transformers title, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just the story that is being told in this 2-issue flashback. But I will say, I tend to gravitate more towards the versions of the Transformers that are bulkier, and there are some pages that his style is a little bit more of a lanky style to the Transformers, and I do like them when they're like bulkier. And you see that later in this issue. You see it more. I mean, when Starscream is here with the human characters, with the salvage crew, so he does have a more of a bulky look. So I actually was gravitating more towards the art from this issue that was set in the present day. There is more of that. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It has some more of the darker elements. Which you see in the present day part of the story, so maybe that's what I am just gravitating more to that style of the present day grittier style as opposed to the happy Cybertron part of the story. But I love this page. I love having the Hiss tank there. You get all these characters. That shot of the hoisted up unconscious Starscream with his legs melted off that were lost in the volcano. That's really cool. So yeah, this is I wanted to get an example from issue 13, but I also didn't want to go too crazy because I know that Jorge Corona is coming back on issue 15. There's G.I. Joe right around the corner, issue 1, and I know I'm gonna want some Tom Riley. I've talked about how much of a fan of his work I am. So trying to manage when it comes to the modern art purchases of an ongoing titles, it's you got to do some juggling around. So yeah, so I wanted to get an example, but I wasn't. I didn't want to go too crazy on like a splash page. Or there's a really cool double page spread with Omega Supreme that was really nice. It's posted on Cast. You should go check that out. I'm glad that got scooped up. That temptation was removed. But yeah, so I really like the what I could get here for the money paid. You still get a good representation of Starscream's story and where it's going. So yeah, and now that it's I talked about it last when I opened the Transformers issue 8 page. That now have issue 7, 8, 9, 10. I have pages from 11 and 12 coming, spoiler alert, and then a page from issue 13. So I promise my goal is not to have a page from every issue, but so far in every issue I found something that I really enjoy. So we'll see how far this this streak goes. But anyway, yeah, so happy to take a look at this. Really thrilled to get this into the collection. And I was kind of worried when I saw that it was like lightweight comic paper, but this is fine. I'm not concerned at all. I can get this into the portfolio and it'll be safe. So I was thinking if it's just like a sheet of paper, what that would be like, but that was concerns, not necessary. So I'm happy to have this in the collection. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this one, and I will see you soon.